Good morning, everyone. And today we're joined by Dave Graham from the Garstang FC walking football team. Dave is the liaison officer between the walking football side and the main committee. Good morning, Dave.
Morning.
Just a few questions today to let everyone know about the walking football team. Sort of how did it come about and when did it start?
Well, I started walking football. Started in Garstang's sports centre a few years ago, and you could just go for a kickabout. And I went initially and quite enjoyed it, but then with various things, I dropped out of it. But one of the ones who stayed on was a lad called Phil Moore, and when all this COVID stuff kicked in, he got in touch, wondering whether Garstang Football Club would be interested in starting up a walking football team. So I looked into it, and everything sort of fell into place, really. We managed to get things set up quite quickly. We were able to get affiliated with the club. The club were up for it. The Lancashire FA were up for it, and yeah, we got just a couple of games in just before Christmas, which were well attended by everybody.
Because before I forget, I think the Lancashire Football Club have supported us quite a bit in this, haven't they?
Yeah. John Tracy at the Lancashire FA. I got in touch with him, and yeah, they got us affiliated very quickly. And they've also offered us some financial help to get us started, which has been great. It's meant we've not had to worry too much about getting going. And yeah, so as soon as COVID allows, we're ready to go. We've got everything set up and ready to go.
Brilliant. So obviously the clue's in the title, it's walking football, but what are the other rules? Is it 11 aside, etc.?
Yeah, well, it's been going probably 11 to 12 years. I'm not 100% sure of the history, but mainly for people over 50 years old to get back into football. It's mainly small-sided. There's no official 11-a-side games. The reason for that is that the smaller the games, 5-a-side, 6-a-side, 7-a-side, everybody gets involved. You get some more touches of the ball, and that's the idea behind it. The rules of football are pretty similar, but there's no overhead heights. The goalkeepers are protected, a bit like a normal 5-a-side stuff. You can't go in the areas, or the keepers can't come out of the areas unless you just happen to be playing a game where the keepers can come out. We pretty much make our own rules up to a great extent. The tackling, there's not supposed to be any physical contact, but you can still tackle. It's kickings instead of throw-ins, but the gist of it is just a game of football. But walking is defined as you can't always having one foot in contact with the floor, but you can get along fairly quickly. Still doing that. But the hardest thing I think most people find is not actually breaking into some sort of a hobbling jog that people of our age get into.
So at the moment, you're just playing games amongst yourselves, is that right?
Yeah, we just turn up. We've got organised at the Garstang Academy. We've got three. Well, there'll be 3 pitches available to us when we set it up. When we get back to it, which means we could accommodate sort of up to 40 people in a session. And we've got Phil Moore was the lad who got in touch with me originally. He's played a bit more, so he knows a lot of the people that are there already locally, and he basically just gets some sides up that are going to be half reasonable with each other. And if one side's doing a lot better than the other, we just change reversible bib over. We don't swap bibs now because of COVID, we'll change. We'll change a couple of players around to even it up, so everybody just can enjoy the game. We're not looking to for anybody. We just want to get the exercise and enjoy a game of football, basically.
I mean, ultimately, can you play other teams once COVID's subsided?
Yeah, when you look into it, I mean, there's England. It goes right through to there's England football teams. Bobby Charlton's brother is a big player involved in it. He's played for England walking football team 60s to 70s. Yeah, I think they break it down into 10-year groups, 50s to 60s, 60s to 70s, and 70 pluses. Once you get to competitive, but there are leagues within Lancashire, I believe, and there's certainly friendlies going on between walking football teams within Lancashire on a fairly regular basis, or there was, as I say, prior to everything falling down. So yeah, there's although, as I say, we just turn up locally, and that's the idea, just getting local people involved and getting some exercise and meeting up with people and enjoying getting back to actually playing football, which walking football, I think I thought about it and thought, sounds a bit like an old man, but I've got to accept that I am getting to be an old man, and having done that, it was very enjoyable, and it's quite energetic as well. It's as energetic as you want to make it to be. We've got people well into the 70s come along, they love it. They can do what they want. You only do it to your own ability and you set your own limits. Nobody's silly about it, so you just let people get involved with the game and get on with it. But yeah, it's still competitive though. Still competitive.
I believe our former reserve manager Bales is turning out, and he's scored a cracking own goal, I believe.
Well, Bales' first touch at walking football was an own goal, I have to say. He probably thanked me for saying that. But having got over that, he did go the other end and score a couple. And yeah, he's I wasn't too sure about what Bales would think about it, but he was very enthusiastic when I asked him if he wanted to come down, and he seems to be really enjoying it. He said he has. He's turned up to the sessions, and yeah. As I say, everybody who's been down, I've been amazed really. We've got Bob there, who's been involved at Garstang Football Club for 50 odd years. Probably hasn't played football for 40 odd years, and he's like saying, I never thought I'd kick a football around the football pitch again, and he's doing so. It's just great. People just are really enthusiastic about it. I think it'll take off. Apparently it's one of the most exciting sports or at the moment around the country. That's one of the most fast growing sports, should I say, around the country. And once you can find a facility to play it in, and once the indoors open up again, the world's your oyster.
But clearly I'm too young and have still got a couple of years left to play, but if needed, how would I join the team?
Well, in effect, as I say, it was originally set up for people 50 plus, but there isn't a specific age limit. If people are in the 40s that have maybe had an injury or are coming back from an injury, or just want to get some exercise, it's okay, so long as everybody just, works. It makes it work for the people that are playing, and nobody's sort of trying to too physically fit or whatever and starts to cause problems. But the rules are the rules. The walking football, it keeps you to walking, so it doesn't matter whether you can run or you can't. Once you start running, you get penalised, and that's it. So yeah, it's open to anybody. But as I say, it was set up for 50 pluses, and but we'll take people from whatever.
How would I join in? Who would I contact?
So if you want to join, the details are on the club website. There's a walking football page. It's got my contact details in. Basically, all we need is to get in touch, speak to us if you've got any queries about anything. We will get a registration form, which basically to sign up to say that you'll abide by one or two rules, and we've got everything set up for COVID. We've got our risk assessments in place, which means we can book facilities without any problems. It's all done through the football club's insurance as well. So all they need to do is get on the website, look for the contact numbers on the Walking Football Club page, and then we'll set it all up from there. And then it's basically just turn up, just let us know you're coming, so we've got an idea when we put it out. Most of us are on a WhatsApp group, so when you sign up, if you've got a mobile phone and you've got WhatsApp, we'll put that on it, and basically we put all the stuff on there for people. But if people aren't, that would take me about 20 minutes to get onto Zoom. So if people aren't that au fait with modern technology, we can still use the old phone system and ring people around and tell them when the next game is, which will be as soon as they allow outdoor sports again.
All right, brilliant. Thank you, Dave. I think it's been very informative, and hopefully we'll get back to football soon.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, as I say, I think it'll be. I'm looking forward to getting back to it. It's and I think for people's physical and mental health around Garstang area, I don't think it's worth giving it a shot. It's just try it, and there's a small fee to come and play, but it's only about £3 or something to play for an hour. So it's not expensive, and I'm sure everybody will enjoy it. So we'll put it all out there in the local press, and maybe another one of these when things are going, and we'll get it out there for people to understand when it's going to start up again.
Brilliant. Thank you.
All right. Take care.